Hello, everybody, and welcome to Uneducation Station! Woo! Woo! All right, enough of that.
All right, I'm sick of it.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back to the show that you tune into every now and then, sometimes 2 times a week, 1 time a week, 1 time a month, 1 time a year. One of those things, but you tuned in today. That's all that matters. I'm here with Zach. Shocker, I know.
Wow.
We're here to record. I mean, I hope everything was ready, honestly. I was kind of record, and we're waiting for it. I'm pretty sure we have everything set up, so we should be okay. Yeah?
I mean, we didn't do a focus boy on the cameras.
Ah, fuck.
Ah, shit.
Oh, shit. All
Okay,
right.
start talking.
I'm going to start talking while Zach does that. While POV, you're being manhandled. Let's see it. Yep. There you go. So, dude, I wish I could start talking, but I don't have a topic for today. Do we have a topic, Zach? Throw something, Zach. Let's hear it. Let's see it.
We're both learning Japanese.
We are? I mean, I guess technically. Wait, are you learning more Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he is.
Oh my God, he
I mean,
is.
I've always been doing. Well, not always. I mean, I know a lot of Japanese specifically just because, one, I watched a lot of anime, so obviously I got into it. Did some Duolingo courses here. Oh, excuse me. Dude, I'm always burping because you always give me caffeinated beverages every time we play. All right. Well, all the females have exited the chat.
It's okay. They were never here in the first place.
But I mean, and then I also like to read. I have a Japanese timeline, like predominantly, because I only follow Japanese people because well, I guess not Japanese people specifically, but I always follow I follow Japanese artists, anime artists who happen to be Japanese.
Right.
So my timeline is just inherently Japanese because of that, as a result, rather.
Okay.
So I'm just used to seeing Japanese. I figured out how to read it. As long as it's not difficult kanji, I can do it. I know all the katakana and hiragana language characters, and I watch VTubers.
Woo.
Woo! So I'm very some days, Zach, the only thing I hear is Japanese. Some days.
It's so funny when I go through your Twitter timeline and I'm POV being manhandled. I didn't manhandle you that hard.
Oh, choke me, daddy.
Stop. I love going through your Twitter timeline and just being so disoriented by how much of it is just strictly in Japanese.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
okay.
whoops.
We're looking at headphones. The one, not the one, but the one that Zach's wearing is my Sony my Sony Sennheisers. I mixed the two together, even though Sennheiser wasn't even in my head. My Sony CD 9000 STs, 900 STs actually. The one they use in the first take. My favorite channel. Not my favorite. Well, one of my favorite channels. It's great. And he's wearing it today because he wanted to wear it today. And frankly, I warned him. So the thing about these headphones.
They're not very comfortable.
They're not very comfortable, but they're tools, and you're supposed to wear it for the session and then take them off, because the thing about those things, you show them the ear cups, Zach. Show them how close the padding is. Let's see it. Yeah, it's like what you see, do a cross section. Let's see the side, so you can see how thin it is. It's right there, and right there where you see where it cuts off, that's just literally where the driver is.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the driver's actually in your ear.
Yep.
Like it goes into your in here.
That's where the driver is.
In there, right there. You know where this is, Zach?
Your ear hole.
No, this is your driver hole because that's all it's for. You put it in. You put the driver in the driver hole, and then it drives.
Then it makes beautiful sounds.
It does, and it's great headphones. They're amazing.
Yeah, the isolation that you get out of these headphones. Surprising, yeah, for sure. And it was so funny. We were sitting listening to music and just kind of testing out these headphones after a recording session. I think it was one with Jackson.
Yeah, it was.
And we were just
I wanted to take like a dump or something, and you guys were just listening to music over here.
Yeah. And so basically what we ended up doing was just pulling up a bunch of music because these headphones are very flat.
Yeah, because these are studio monitors, not headphones. And what this means is that it's a tool, not a consumer product.
Right.
Because the thing about even consumer audio monitors like Even like Audio Technica MX or M50Xs and stuff and M40Xs, even those, they claim to be studio monitors. Sure, maybe in comparison, but no, they are still consumer oriented.
Right.
So because of that, they're not true, just flat profile, open soundstage type of thing. Well, I guess soundstage doesn't exist in that, because soundstage means like how open the sound may be, and that's literally the opposite. Everything is just here.
Yeah.
If you want to simulate it with your headphones, take your headphones, go like this, and then just kind of. So imagine that, except it's not muddy. You can still hear everything. Yeah, and I mean everything. You can hear the tapping on the singer's feet whenever they're keeping tempo. You can hear them breathe. You could hear the drummer pop a toot and think nobody noticed, but the engineer guy noticed
because he was wearing some studio monitors.
Yes, so that's what those are, and it's awesome. It's been a lot of fun to use. I don't use them casually because, like I said, it's very uncomfortable. So I keep the Sennheisers, for whenever I need to just using them. And I still love these headphones. Of course, I've had them for like 1 or 2 years now. Still going strong. Plastic part broke off, but I mean, that was my fault. And then ear cups are kind of wearing out, but I can buy it.
Is it because you threw them?
I mean, I threw them every now. No, I mean, I threw them, but that wasn't why I broke. I think it was just repeated use because the way where it's at and stuff, and it's not really it's like a plastic ring.
Right.
So it's not really connected. So it was just. I mean, this thing got discontinued. So maybe it was just bad things.
Maybe it was just bad.
It's not. It's great,
dude. It's so funny because like I can hear everything.
So I keep telling you, like I was telling you and Jackson, I think, about these headphones, and you guys are probably like, all right, whatever, dude. Shut up, dude. Shut the fuck up, Arthur. Shut up.
I've never heard headphones like this before.
I know.
It's so bizarre because it's like I'm used to, so I have a pair of Bose headphones and they do the job. They do the job and they do it okay. But when it comes to like mixing and mastering music, it's kind of like too much wubs, and that's why when you came over to my house and we were sitting there talking and you were looking at my mixer. I have the same mixer that we have for the set.
Yeah.
You were looking at where all the knobs were at, and you're like, no wonder you don't have very much presence in like Discord and stuff. It's because the bass was turned way less than it probably should have been.
Yeah.
And
this man had like 0.5 decibels of extra bass. I'm like, all right, presence. I think you could probably still even have more, honestly. I could probably give you more. I just couldn't hear it then. I would, honestly, we just get in the Discord, just you talk to me, and then I'll just tell you to yank that shit.
Okay.
And then that'll be great because, I don't know.
It's so bizarre because I would never really think to accommodate for the fact that my headphones inherently have more bass in them.
Yeah, man.
And like with these headphones, I hear all of the layers, like the lows, mids, highs. I hear it all equally. And that's a very bizarre sensation for somebody who's been listening to wub headphones for fucking as long as I can remember.
Bro, it's hard to explain to a person what a flat sound profile is. A flat sound EQ, plane, very, very closed stage. Like, but you need these things because, like you said, you never knew that's what you sounded like. You always thought you were fine. Like when we were using these newer headphones, where are they? There's one somewhere. I think on that chair. Those ones. These ones. Yeah. I was saying, I think in another shoot, because I decided to put on Sennheisers because I never really did before. And I was like, well, as you can see, I changed my setup a little bit over there. And now I no longer cable manage my headphone wires, so I can just plug it in and out and then move it around to wherever I need to just for fun because...
Hence the reason why I'm wearing these.
Yeah, and I didn't have to like undo a bunch of shit. So I do that now. And I use these headphones for a shoot or for the podcast shoot like a couple of days ago, a couple episodes ago, whenever this goes up. I don't know anymore. And I was like, dude, why do I not sound as bassy as before? And why do you not sound as bassy before? And you're using the newer headphones and you're like, no, I sound fine. I was like, no, you don't.
You're like, you fucking liar.
No, shame about the voice, Zach,
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, it sounded fine. Well, okay, no, that's a lie. I think the way we have it vanilla, or not vanilla, how we have it now through the mixer, because in the mixer we have dials and you can do EQ and you do low, mids, and highs, and we have those settings dialed.
Yeah.
And I do like what we have, but with the newer headphones, they were so much more deeper, the lows. So when I put on these, I was like, whoa, this is what it's been? I mean, I always knew it, but I didn't notice it drastically. Or that drastically. So now, this is the reason why you have tools like this. They're expensive, but you need it because, if I sounded like fine on one pair of headphones that I use, my headphone X, I don't know, and then someone listens to it with their stock Apple earbuds, and they're like, dude, this sounds awful.
Yeah.
You need something that's so neutral that it will more than likely work with everything. Yes, you're so passionate right now. You want to speak.
Okay, so
you want to fight.
I know. I don't want to
counter
fight.
argument. Let's go. Let's hear it, Zach. Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree.
Yes, you do, Zach.
Blah. Okay, so
I'm kidding.
so something that I can compare it to is having a color accurate.
I knew you were going to say that. I was trying to get there.
When you're editing videos and pictures.
I was trying to get there.
Yeah, because when you are recording something and you have like all your levels figured out and you're wearing one pair of headphones, it won't sound like that out of the speaker of your phone or out of like, other people's headphones.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with when you're editing a video, when you're doing whatever you're doing. If you don't have a representation of everything is as neutral as it can be and everything is the same, like there's just as much red, green, and blue, and there's just as much lows, mids, and highs.
Yes.
Then you're able to have a more accurate representation of what it could sound like to other people. Now, granted, it'll never sound exactly the same as it did with your headphones going through, your audio interface going through, like it'll always sound slightly different. And it's the same thing as looking at pictures on your phone.
Sure.
Other people's phones will look a little bit different than your phone or your computer, your laptop, whatever it may be. And so just having that access to the raw image, the raw sound, what it's supposed to sound like, what it's supposed to look like in the most pristine, ideal circumstances. And that's really fascinating. And that was something that I literally just thought about now. Like I never really thought about it until I was wearing these headphones, and it was just like,
it's important.
It's really important.
That's why one of the best tips for audio mixers that I get, that I've heard, or have been told, is to just try when you're editing your song, your video, that type of stuff. Try different headphones. Use your studio monitors. Okay, let me try my Sennheisers, my Bear Dynamics, my Audio Technicas, my stock Apple earbuds, my AirPods. Just try a bunch of things and see how they sound. So then you can get a much wider, because if you use neutral headphones, that is the best case. That is the best case scenario to use if you had to use one headphone. But what that does is you make it sound you'll make it sound the same for everybody and probably the most pleasing for everybody. But what if you overdo it? Because now you no longer, let's say you add a bunch of bass to a neutral sounding headphones to make it sound like, okay, cool, this has a bunch of presence. This is awesome. Cool. And then you plug in some Apple earbuds, you put it in, and it's all whoa, 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 like wubby.
Yeah.
And super muddy because you added a bunch of bass to compensate for like a super flat profile. Where if, for example, let's say this hand, let's do this one. This is bass, this hand right here. The audio listeners are incredibly confused right now.
It's okay.
But it's okay. We'll check the video out. This hand right here, my right hand that I'm lifting up, is bass. My left hand is brain highs, treble.
Right.
So when you go ahead. Sorry. When you have a flat profile, or let's say, for example, your gaming headset, your shit's probably like this.
Right.
You probably have a bunch of bass and then maybe like a little sprinkle of treble or whatever. Something like that. I don't know. Something along the lines. I don't know. And this is what your sound profile is. If I use gaming headphones that use this, like, where am I head? Like this, and then I edit that, I'll probably add only a little bit more bass, maybe not even, maybe less bass. Or let's say I add a little bit bass, a little bit of bass and a little bit more high. There we go. That's my EQ. Very rough, but let's just say that, right? Now, remember this shape, okay? Ingrained it into your retina. Zach, look at this shape. Look at it. You're looking at this shape right now. You will not, it's gone. It's gone. You remember it though.
Yes.
Now I have headphones like this. No longer is like this. It's just like this. Okay, let me just add a bunch of bass. A bunch of high. There we go. That sounds great. To those gaming headphones, it's now like this. Or like this.
Yeah.
You know?
The mids are just non-existent.
Okay, well, nobody needs mids. Fuck mids, bro. I'd remove like all of them. But it's gone now. The everything that you just, like, the whole purpose of you having these technical tools is now gone, because you now tuned it not for the headphone, for other people's headphones. You tuned it for your headphones, which is not what your job is supposed to be as a audio mixer or editor or whatever it is. Your job is to make it for the consumer, not for you. Remember my editing rant, Zach?
Yes. That
may or may not be up by now, because I don't know how I'm ordering these episodes. If it hasn't gone up yet, look forward to it, because that was a fun episode. Hold on. Bad streamer. Cool. I do not care. Like, what?
Oh, that just sounded painful.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't care. So, what was I trying to say? Yeah. My editing rant. Basically, like, you should be. Wait, no, actually, I don't think I mentioned this during my editing rant. Okay, editing rant part 2. I'm just kidding. 2.1 editing rant 1.5. Just a really, really quick omake, a bonus. You are not. Well, maybe I did say it. I don't fucking remember, honestly. I'm tired of shit. You do not edit for yourself. You edit for your audience.
Right.
You do not edit to not necessarily make a name for yourself, but you edit not necessarily to make something for you. You should make something that the audience cares about, because the audience will dictate whether your edit, I guess, is good or bad. You can have, because what you're, the classic, you're your worst critic. You're going to hate your stuff anyways. That's just the law. You just hate your own work. It's just how it works. But that's okay, because the more you hate your work, the more you want to strive to get better. That's okay. That's another topic. So that doesn't matter to the people, whether you like your work or not. They're going to judge it. They're the people. They're the internet. They don't care about your feelings, Zach.
Right.
They don't care about you. Zach, you're not special.
How many times are you going to say that?
I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to keep saying that, Zach. So you can question, like, is that okay, now I'm not sure if he's insulting me now, or is he just...
Yeah, at what point, does it get personal? That's the question.
You're doing the things for the people, Zach, for the kids, for the adults, for the
children.
For the children,
The children.
So do not... There we go. I'm not going to keep going, because we already had something like that. But that's why, and then you said it again, using color accurate monitors and stuff. The reason why they're so expensive is because they are editing tools.
Right.
If you're playing your video games, Zach, you don't need a color accurate monitor. If you're playing your Valorants and your CSGOs and your Apex Legends and stuff, I said that with a lot of... I said it with boomer talk voice for emphasis, because of,
of course,
your Apex Legends and your Call of Duties and your
Counter Strikes
and your no, Counter Strike is an old man game at this point. Your Valorants,
your Fortnite, dude.
You don't need you know what? Buy like a shitty TN panel and then just up the saturation on your monitor. You'll be fine, dude.
Bro, do you want to know something really funny?
What?
That's actually what I did.
That's what I'm saying, because that's probably was fine for like a lot of people. And then if you want to do actual work, you drop a bunch of fucking money on some monitors, because those are tools. They're no longer toys. They're tools, Zach.
I feel like this is a part 2 from the episode.
This is a part 2. I'm cutting it off now. Well, no, it's not. Not really. This is not part 2. Part 2 would have been me saying more about editing specifically. Now I'm just because we're talking about headphones and monitoring and stuff. And you know,
so are we just a tech channel now?
Yes. Corsair dropped a third. Did you see Corsair's new monitor?
No.
32 inches, 1440p or 2560 1440, 1440p, IPS, 100% Adobe RGB, 100% sRGB, 98% DCI-P3, banging monitor. It's $800. Like, at that point, okay, for what you get, because getting a panel that accurate is a lot. And for it to be fast at 144 hertz at 1440p, that's a lot. There's a lot on the table. And 32 inches to boot, you know?
Yeah.
When that's on the table, $800 doesn't sound that bad, because now you're looking, that enters the class of entry level but slightly more enthusiast. It's a weird point, because if it was 60 hertz, then that would be a really good color accurate monitor to use for work. But now it's 144 hertz. So now it's like, what is this? What are we doing here? That is nice, because I love editing on a 144 hertz monitor anyways, you know, so it's nice. And if you had to, most people, if you're doing color accurate work, Photoshop editing or whatever, you don't care about that. But 144 hertz is nice. Even 90 hertz, which I've always argued that in this day and age, we should just 75 hertz, 90 hertz. It's so easy to make now. We may as well just drop 60 hertz completely. Like, we're done with it now. Fuck 60 hertz, you know? We're done. Maybe not 75, maybe 90, because 90 is more divisible by 60, if you will, I guess. So maybe less flicker type. Well, I mean, that's a different story. That's not really how that works. But okay. Yes, go ahead, Zach.
So one thing that I will say, so I feel like, and you know, this is wholeheartedly an assumption, and I have no reason. I don't want you guys to think that I know what I'm talking about, because I never do. But I feel like they're going for the all-encompassing, versatile, like you can do everything and anything on this one monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make a lot of sense for them to be like, yeah, it's 144 hertz and it's color accurate and all of this stuff. And like, just looking at it, it's like, wow, that looks really cool. But at the same time, it's like, you know, at what point?
Oh, it's 165 hertz. Well, okay, 165 is like, it's an overclock to 144, but I mean, sure. I do think you can notice 165 to 144, but that doesn't necessarily, to me, because a lot of 165 hertz monitors are not that much more expensive than 144 hertz. So I don't count that. I still consider it just in the same ballpark as 144. Like, here's the thing, right? Like, this marketing that we're looking at the website, the marketing for it, it's gaming. This is not do you know how big a 32 inch monitor is, Zach?
It's very large.
It's massive. Those are 27 over there. And I was like, dude, this is fucking huge. A lot of people don't realize how big 32 inches is. You need a big desk to have 3 of those things. I don't think it, I understand. I think what they need to do, so they're marketing it as this gaming monitor, you know, this gaming heavy focused thing. And yes, it would be a great gaming monitor, but it's not for that, because no gamer needs all these colors and stuff. It looks nice and pretty, but what you really need is a fast, not budget friendly, but reasonably priced, can fit on your desk, can fit multiple on your desk if needed. Look how massive this footprint is. Look at the stand. Hold on. Look at how big the stand is.
Holy shit.
Look how chonky it is. Look how close his keyboard has to be to the end of his desk now. Where is his palm at? He's like this. He's typing like this. Yes, I am gaming. Yes. Look at me. Look at me gaming. Look at me gaming right now. What's happening here? I know this is just a picture. It's okay. There's like, all right, I got everything. We need the rule of thirds and shit. You know, I get it. This is just a picture. Probably he'd probably push his keyboard like another inch or two forward. I get it. But this thing is still fucking massive.
Bro.
And not as massive as this big thing. Look at how huge it is.
Bro, okay. The funniest part is that would probably not even fit on my desk. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
And my desk is kind of chunk too.
It's a 400. Okay, that's pretty good. See, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It is really good. That's not what I'm not trying to say, Zach. Is this is a bad monitor?
Right.
This is a fantastic monitor.
But why?
But
why?
Why? Why? Why are you trying to? And then people. Here's the thing, Zach. I made a tweet on this. All right, cool. 32 inch. This is a 32 inch IPS 2560 1440. Oh, sorry. 2560 1440p 140. No, 165 hertz. 100% sRGB, 100% Adobe RGB, 99, 98% DCI-P3. If you don't know what any of those means, you don't need an $800 monitor.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You get one of those that I have over there, 27-inch LG Ultra Gear for half the price.
Right.
I don't think some of you are not under. Okay, so since some of you guys are not understanding what I mean by half the price, I mean $800 versus less than $400. I bought it for $500. This guy right here, because this is one of the first of its kind. IPS 144 hertz monitors were not a thing until like last year-ish, or maybe not. Sorry, not last year. 2-ish, 3-ish years. So yeah, it's a little old, but I mean, you've looked at it.
It's a pretty monitor.
It's a very pretty monitor. It's very fast. 144 hertz. It's clear too when it's not too smeary. Very color accurate. More color accurate than my fucking 4K monitor right there.
Yeah.
Mostly because I haven't calibrated them, but I'm too lazy to do that. And also I need to buy a tool for that. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care about that much. It looks beautiful. I use it to edit all the time. I use it to game all the time. It's half the price.
Half.
You see $799? No, $800. Don't $799.99 bullshit me, Zach. $800. This is, where's my inspect element? Where is it? Where is it? I can't see it. I can't find it from here. Oh. Where is it? Where is she? I don't think they're going to let me. They're not going to let me. They're not going to let me, Zach. They're not going to let me do it. All right, fine. You win this time. Hopefully that inspect element didn't just leak my IP or something. I don't think it does that. But if it does, I'll leave cookies at the door. Anyways, I'm looking at this LG monitor. Entertain the guest, Zach.
So I think one of the things that a lot of people don't really realize is that you can get away with a lot, especially when gaming is concerned, because you can have a monitor that is really, really inaccurate.
Oh, no.
You'll still have a time. You'll still play games. You'll still have a grand old time. And you'll be able to, play your Minecrafts and your Fortnites and your Apex Legends and your Valorants, and everything's all hanky-dory. And, a lot of people won't really see much of a difference between an actual color-accurate monitor and a really shitty not color-accurate monitor. But with people who need color accuracy,
it's color accurate enough. Where the fuck is it? DCI-P 90. Is that 98%, Zach? Does that say 98? Right here? I can't read either. Zach, it's
98. Yep.
It says 98.
Hold up.
This is 450.
Hang on. Where the fuck? Where is it? Oh God.
Oh gosh, what have you done, Zach?
What have I done?
He doesn't know how to use technology, Zach.
I'm being. Oh,
what are you doing?
Fuck?
You're not on the right monitors.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, you are.
I figured.
Okay, jeez. Okay, give me the mouse, Zach. Jesus, old fucking dude. Jesus Christ, bro. What are you trying to do?
I was trying to enhance the fucking 98% color accuracy, and then everything went all fucky wucky.
No, you just don't know how to use a computer, Zach. There we go. 98% color accuracy, which probably in turn means about 100% sRGB, probably maybe like 99% Adobe RGB. Oh fuck, the 1%. Oh no, I'd rather spend $300 more. $350 actually. No. But $350 more dollars. $350 more dollars. Zach, you know how much that is? That's like 40% more. When you're older, you start looking at things in percentages, because when you think about 10% of a $5 hot dog, that's like 50 cents off. 10% of a $5,000 gaming computer is like $100 off. I think I mathed that right. I don't know. You look at percentages. This is about 40 to 50% less. You know what? Here you go. I'll do you one better. Here's this one that I have. Actually, I have the lesser version of this because this one I think has a USB hub in the back. Oh my god, it does. $379. I bought it for $500. This is $100 off, $120 off. Right now, buy. Right now. You know what I'm saying, Zach? 27 inches. Okay, it's not 32. Boo-hoo, Zach. Boo-hoo.
It's 5 inches.
5 inches, Zach. She doesn't care about 5 more inches.
Yes, she does.
She does. But not your monitor, Zach. If she sees your monitor and your monitor is 5 inches more, she's leaving. She's leaving your room, Zach. She's like, this fucking loser, and leaves.
This fucking guy.
So, Zach?
Are you saying that I need to get a new monitor? Because you're right.
I mean, yes, but you don't need an $800 monitor.
Right. Yeah.
And you work with photos and video editing and colors. You still don't need an $800 monitor.
Right.
I've been editing and working with colors for 6 years, and I still don't need an $800 monitor. If you're playing Valorant, you don't need an $800 monitor, is what I'm saying. But if you can justify the use case for it, then and you're really serious about doing all these type of pro stuff,
do it. You do you.
No,
boo-boo.
no. Get this one. 850B for 165 refresh 100 hertz refresh rate, 4040p. You get this one instead, and then you think about an $800 monitor. Buy this one. Don't buy this first, or and then think about it. Is my advice to the people who think just because it says Corsair, it's now, good. Anyways, Corsair, if you ever want to send like, I don't know, a keyboard or Elgato, I know you guys are now Elgato as well, or other vice versa, I suppose. Hey man, want to send some stuff? I'd love to try it out. We're using the Elgato CamLink Pro for the show right now. Zach, I don't hate Corsair. I don't hate Elgato. It's just I don't want people to be swindled by marketing. I want people to look at the finer details. And then when they look at the finer details and say this monitor is for me, then they buy it.
Yeah. It's not about shitting on one company.
I'm
or
not
another
shitting
company.
on. I would never shit on a company, Zach. I mean it. I actually I don't know why I said it like that. I would never shit on a company. If they make a bad product, they make a bad product. They make a good product, they make a good product.
Right.
That's all there is to it.
But it's just personal preference, and it's what you would do with said thing, and like, what I would use that, $450 monitor for would be entirely different from, someone who is just gamer dude bro man.
Dude bro man doesn't need those $200 Sony headphones, Zach.
Right.
But I bought them. Same idea.
Yeah. I hate that I'm the one saying this, but use case.
Yes. Use case. Let's go.
Oh man, this is a mix of sleep deprivation and caffeine, I think.
Yeah, and then we have one more to shoot today.
Oh man, dude, it's so funny because like I'll sit and talk about tech with like my dad. My dad's like an OG. Like his home media PC runs Windows 7.
Yeah, it's pretty gangster. No, it'd be even more gangster if it was Vista or something.
Oh my god!
At that point, I'm pretty sure nothing supports Vista anymore. So there's like officially no reason to do it.
An old like the PC that he had before this was Windows Vista.
Yeah,
like I'm not even joking. So I'll sit there and talk to my dad about tech and everything like that, and you know, he was the type of person who would root a Motorola flip phone. You know, like he was one of those nerdy guys back in the early 2000s.
Hell yeah.
And you know, I'll sit there and talk to him about like tech purchases and all of those types of things, and you know, we'll really sit down and talk about the implication and application to certain things. And it's super similar to the conversations that we have all the time about like use case and what stuff would actually work for any given person. And it's a very fascinating thing to think about, especially with the hindsight of I've worked my way up from like the cheapest, shittiest thing that just barely does what I need it to do to like high end. And I've worked my way up to it because I've used it until it wasn't serving the purpose that I wanted it to serve, and then I upgrade. Like I started gaming on a laptop. It played Minecraft. That was good enough. And then I ended up getting a pre-built PC that ended up not working for editing things, and you know,
we still used it.
We
pushed that shit to the limits.
Yeah. And then we upgraded.
We juiced that shit out. Zach, use case. Thank you for that, Zach. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think, listen, the kids now, no, I'm just kidding. Kids nowadays, they don't get it.
Kids these days are so greedy with their iPhone 15s and their Samsung Galaxy S44s.
No, Zach, in the future, kids don't have Samsungs. Come on, let's be real. They're all Apple. They're all sheeps. We're all sheeps here in the US.
Excuse me. That was gross. Apple. I totally thought that was going to hit the iMac. I was kind of scared.
I want kids to understand. No, not understand. Sorry, that's not the right word. I want kids, when I have children's. What are you doing? Right. You taking off your coat?
Yeah, I was going to make it look like it was a continuity error.
Yeah, and I'm not letting that happen.
Why?
Not in my show, Zach.
Why?
Because I'm an editor. Of course I care. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
When I have children of my own, I'm not going to give them the latest hardware. I'm going to give them tech. Because frankly, when I do have children, I understand tech is going to be the thing, you know?
Right.
And if I don't, I already said this, if I don't give my children exposure to technology, they're going to be behind. And we even see that now. Children who aren't exposed to tech are just are behind in many cases.
Right.
Because we're already reaching that future. So by the time you and I have children, that future will be here.
Yeah.
So we have to. What I'm not going to do is give them the latest tech, the fastest tech. I'm going to do the correct thing and just give them tech that works, that will fit the needs. What this will do, Zach, is teach them how to get the most out of their tech.
Yeah.
What this will do is give them tech that won't do everything for them. And it's not because I want to bully my children. It's not because I hate my children that I don't have yet, my theoretical children. It's because I want them, or it's not because, and not even for the simple fact that I want them to learn the hard way. That is what they're doing, but that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is for them to research and learn about what they have, why what they have can't do what they want to do, and why, or not rather, and how they can make it so that their thing can do what they want it to do.
Yeah.
That will teach them a lot more.
Yeah. And it definitely teaches you how to be resourceful and to look into different solutions to whatever problem you may have. And I think that that's super important, especially for people who are trying to learn how tech works. And there are so many different ways. There are so many different solutions to one problem.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we were the type of people back in the early aughts, the early 2000s, where, you know, we would, if we couldn't afford to buy that album on Spotify, we'd find ways around that. We don't do that anymore. We've passed the statute of limitations. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I mean, we already talked about pirating and stuff, so check back on that episode. Wait, was that episode ever get aired, or did that get axed?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. That was a good talk. Let's think. Well, let's go back and see, and if not, let's definitely talk about that again because that was a good episode.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But like you. Modern problems require modern solutions, Arthur. And so when you have something that has the potential to be able to get you where you want it to be, there are certain things that you need to do to be able to get to that point. And I've been bringing up camera stuff a lot lately, and that's just because I've been super stoked about photography and all that. But like my Canon 70D, it did not have a cinema profile. Like it didn't have a log profile. And so what I had to do is go to this sketchy website on the internet and download it onto my camera. And it was just like super jank and super weird. And I hated it so much.
It's better now because I had to do the similar thing, but now it was like actually through reputable ways because my Mark II doesn't have a cinema or a log format either. Yeah. So yeah, but I know what you mean. But back in this was
2013.
Yeah. So times are different.
Yeah. And I mean, I was using this camera in like 2018. Well, I started using it in 2018, but there was still kind of, you still had to go through the same process because it's still the same hardware. It may be updated software, but it's still the same hardware at the end of the day. And so, I remember Ben and I, I had the 70D, the Canon 70D, and Ben had the Canon 80D. And, we were both just kind of sitting there trying to figure it out. And we found like that cinema log profile, and we were watching the YouTube videos trying to figure out how to get it to work. And then, we got it to work. It didn't look that great, but we got it to work.
Yeah.
And, that was kind of what got me into color grading and all of that kind of shit. But oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. Like the janky stuff that I've done when it comes to like anything to do with tech, it's just hilarious. Like I told you that I overclocked my pre-built PC, right?
You did?
I did. Yeah.
Nice. Because why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, it was just kind of like for shits and giggles.
Zach, if your dad gave you a 3900X 2080 Ti, you wouldn't have even bothered to even try it.
Oh no, like not even
you would have been like, yeah, this is fine. It does everything for me. It's holding my hand. I don't
it's
learn
kissing me goodnight.
I have not learned any skills from this behemoth that's upon me. Instead, what you should do is instead of giving your kid the latest iPhone, you give them the latest iPhone from 3 or 4 years ago. You know what this does, Zach?
Honestly, even longer than that.
I think about it. Now to think about it, when we have kids, I feel like no matter what iPhone you pick, as long as within 5 years, it's probably suitable. Except maybe it just won't receive software updates. Maybe even get the one that just passed the recent software updates. You can't go to the latest iOS or the latest Android OS. You do that, right? And then what happens is, like I said, they now have a crippled phone, not a crippled phone, a handicapped phone. They have a phone that can't do everything and is no longer the fastest. So now they're looking at, okay, I've used this phone, I've used this religiously. I'm texting my friends and I'm doing futuristic shit, whatever that would be. Okay, I now know what I'm going to tell my dad for my next phone is going to be.
Yeah.
I now know how much more storage I would need, not how much storage I want. I now know what kind of iPhone I want, or what kind of iPhone, what kind of Android I need, not what I want. I know what specs I want. I know how I want to part this phone out, not how I need to part. Sorry, I'm switching them. I know how I need my next phone to be, not how I want my next phone to be. I don't want a phone that's like my friends. I need a phone that will work for me because they know what they need. And they know what, Zach? You're just trying to flex that you have an Android. I get it, Zach.
No,
Fuck you, Zach.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I was trying to do is illustrate the point that I found a phone that does everything that I want it to do, and it suits all of the needs that I have as a consumer, and that the things that I do on my phone are different than the things that a lot of people do on their phones, and that's totally fine because everybody different.
Yeah. What about a computer, Zach? Let's say I give my kid a computer, and it's not the bleeding edge, the latest technology, Zach. It might have a couple of new components because I'm not going to be that much of an asshole. Yeah, I'm just going to give you this because computer tech moves a little differently. So I'm going to give them like old shit. No, I won't give them terribly old stuff, but I won't give them the fastest stuff. Like, for example, let's say for today, I wouldn't give them a Core i9 Intel, right? Yeah. I'll give them maybe an i5. Well, actually, no, i5 is pretty good these days. I'll give them an i3. Actually, i3 is kind of good these days. Fuck. Okay, let's say I give them like i3, a nice quad core i3. Maybe not the K version, so it's not overclockable. It's just like an i10 400 or something like that. I don't know. Okay, and then again, like I'm saying, a kid today. So I'm giving him a Core i5, maybe 10th gen, or not even 11th gen, 10th gen, let's say, because there's no difference. And then I give them fuck, dude, 16. I'll say 16 because 16 is still pretty good. It's too good of a price these days to not get 16. 16, good for you. I'll give them like a assume, and then again, we're gonna make another assumption that the graphics market isn't shit. I'll give them a 1660 non-TI non-super, just 1660. Just that. Okay, not bad, right? Yeah. Not bad.
It'll get the job done for sure.
It'll do. Yeah. He'll play the games. You're chilling. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
And then they can decide, or they will play their games, as kids do. They play games. Couple kids like us, they'll play their video games.
Just a bunch of guys being dudes.
A bunch of guys being dudes, a bunch of girls being gals. They're gonna do their thing, and then after a couple years, some new titles come out. Generations proceed, and they're like, man, my hardware is kind of
meh.
It's starting to get a little meh, and that's just how advancements of technology is getting,
Yeah.
It's moving exponentially, as we explained. So, naturally, you're going, no matter who you are, you're going to exhaust your hardware at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter what. It's just, depending on what you pick, it might be faster than others.
Yeah.
So now they're going to be like, Dad, can I get a new computer? And I'm going to say no. I'm not going to buy you a new computer, but I will buy you the parts to upgrade your computer.
Dude, I'm just imagining what we would be like as parents, because we both build PCs and we're super nerdy with tech and like all that kind of stuff. But like we know the right kind of way to go about doing it. And sure. I think that that's really important too, because the more that you know about tech, the more that you know like, oh, this is the cutting edge. Like, this is
sure.
I know what having something like this is like.
Here's something a little bit more maybe relatable in case you aren't into PCs, you the viewer. Why? Okay, I don't want my kids to be tech, and I mean, sure, that'd be awesome, but I don't care if my kids love PCs or not, like I do. They can do whatever, but it's a very important skill set,
right,
to be able to handle technology that way. Because, like I've said before, a motherboard is literally just a PCB slab. I feel like I said that weird. A PCB, like a slab of PCB with circuitry on it, and MOSFET, and all these things. A lot of people don't to us, we don't realize it, but it's literally just like, it's just not, if it was green, then you'd be like, oh shit, this is kind of wild. And you look at the circuitry in it and like, oh shit, this is a real thing, Yeah. A lot of people don't have that experience. And when they're confronted with it at some point in their life, because frankly, they probably will be at some point in their life, especially moving into tech, of course, they might get intimidated by it.
Yeah.
So if I teach my kids this stuff, they won't be. They'll be like, okay, yeah, I've built computers before, so sure, I can mess with this. And then they'll grow, and then they might end up growing up to be a fucking chef or something anyways. But what that does is give them that skill set. Here's my example I'm going to bring up now. your dad teaching you how to use power tools.
Yeah.
And building stuff and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're my dad. Your dad, my dad teaching us these things.
Right.
I'm not going to be like a carpenter or anything or a construction worker. But because he told me these things, because I helped him build stuff, because he brought me to work because my dad's a labor worker as well as other things. He brought me to work. I helped him paint and work on houses and stuff. I'm not going to be a labor worker or anything. I mean, I could, but I'm not. I don't have any plans to do that. But I now own that skill set.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do to my children because, you know, I mean, I'll do the same thing, you know, like I'll be building the shed outside or something. And then I'll be like, hey, son, come out here and watch me build this shed. And then after that, we will throw our cybernetic football together and play tech basketball or whatever the fuck the future holds.
Yeah. And having that fundamental knowledge about a lot of different things is super important because, you know, life happens. Things happen. You may be put in a situation where, you know, you need to change a tire, you need to change your oil, you need to fix wiring in your house, or, you know, you need to replace some stuff in a computer. There are a lot of different things that you can learn just the fundamentals, just the basics of it. And that can set you up to be able to be a more independent person and be able to do a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily be able to do on your own.
Or at the very least, if you can't do it on your own, you can probably diagnose an issue that you have.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe an electrical thing happens in your house and you'd be like, oh shit, well, I'm not certified to fix this at all. But because of the skill sets I now know, I can probably figure out where and what the issue is. And then I can get someone to fix that for me rather than maybe, I mean, I don't think they do this, but let's say, for example, they do pay them to find the issue and then pay them again to fix it.
Right.
I don't think that's how that works, but let's just say that's how it works. That would be a very helpful use case to have. Or, sorry, not use. Well, I guess use case. That would be a very helpful skill set to have.
Yeah.
To at least be able to diagnose, to be able to recognize, and most importantly, like I said, not panic when things happen.
Yeah.
Just to be comfortable, to remain calm, to say, okay, my tire is fucked. Fuck, shit, you know? Yeah. I don't know how to replace a tire, but okay. My dad, he said some things in the past. Relax. Let me pull over to the side. Let's remain calm.
Yeah.
Let's call you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to do something, having the resources to be able to get the help that you need to be able to solve whatever problem you have is definitely, it's important. And like, you know, it's hard when I don't know. It's like when we were younger, it was always just about trying to do things on our own, you know, like not really asking for help for a lot of things, just kind of doing things on our own. And
I think that more stems on the American, because we live in America, individualistic kind of mindset, that type of thing. I feel like that stems a lot on that. And my family is more collective. So but it's because I grew up in America, I still know what you're talking about, because it was definitely like that. Although I had a mix of both, but living in America has definitely been very, not necessarily, no, actually, no. It is kind of like if things were to happen, you're on your own. And, you know, if you need to get help, go seek help. But you're primarily just on your own as far as what's being encouraged, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you know, at least in my family, you know, my parents are always like, oh, if you need help, let me know.
Well, yes.
But, you know, there's that kind of voice in the back of my head that's like, you can do this on your own.
That's what
like,
I'm saying.
it's
that's
fun.
Not a bad thing, but it's just you should have a mix of both. I feel like it should be like, you can do this on your own. And if you can, that's awesome. But if not, it's not a bad thing to lean on others.
Yeah.
But if you can do it on your own, fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know? And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say that that's kind of like being able to, especially now, considering that we have so much information just immediately at our fingertips. Like, you know, there's
you can probably Google how to replace a tire. It'll be a wiki how.
Yeah, there's probably like thousands of videos about that exact same thing.
A Quora.
And so when we are able to have so much information at our fingertips, it's almost like you have a choice of what things you do and don't want to learn. And I think, oh my gosh, dude, my dad, I would love to have him on the show because he is such a wealth of just random knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's kind of where I got that characteristic from, because
Ask him, man, if he wants to.
Yeah, I mean,
having guests has been fun.
Yeah,
why not, man? Bring your dad. I don't think my dad would ever, because I would love to bring some of my family on, but they're all introverts, I guess.
Yeah,
I've done like video projects with them in the past. Like, for example, I've done, I think, 2 projects now with my family discussing their journey here to America. And I think I do want to have a podcast episode like that, because although I've done it twice already.
Yeah, there's still so much.
Not even that. I have no online documentation. The first video I did for a project in high school is gone. I don't remember. I don't know where it is. It's in an SD card or a USB stick somewhere in this house. Maybe not even. The second one was a podcast-ish thing that I did for a college course that I filmed with my Blue Yeti in an echoey room with kids running around in the background.
Sick.
I want in a set like ours right now, with the production that we have right now, to have that story be told in detail, as possible, because they were very young when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So to give a quick cliff notes, I'm sorry to it's a weird tangent, but to give a quick cliff notes, my family are Laos. We are a Lao family. And they came from Laos, but they didn't come to America from Laos just by like, oh, let's go to America, land of the free, fuck it, dude, take a plane. No, they were invaded by French communists, and my grandparents made the decision to try to escape. And if you ever know anything about like stuff like the Underground Railroad in America, it's a similar idea to that. Move during the night, hide during the day. If you get caught, you're dead. Very scary stuff, and something that no, I could never be able to replicate because I was never there. But my parents and my aunts and uncles were there. But the problem is they were kids, so it's a little tough. But my grandfather, who's passed away now, he has a diary, a journal, and they've been reading that, and they have a lot about this story, and they've always wanted to publish the story, like in a book too. But unfortunately, never got around to it. So what I would like to do is maybe one episode, I maybe bring my aunts, maybe 1 or 2. It would have to be 2 at least, or at the max. And then just kind of have an episode where we just go through it in a setting like this.
Yeah.
And really just like have it documented finally. Because I think my parents and my family would like that.
I think it would be really cool if you were able to do this like just with your family, so like with your mom and one of your aunts or something like that, because I know that we've talked about doing episodes like, if I did an episode without you or you did an episode without me, it would be weird. It would be very weird. But I think that for you to be able to tell a story like that, I mean, I would love to be a part of it, but at the same time, it's kind of like I have nothing to contribute to that.
No, I wouldn't say that, because there's many times where there's interviews or you watch it where it's like, maybe a guest or something will go into detail of their personal life and the interviewer has no part of it. But what they're doing is they're asking questions, leading questions, and that could be you. You can be the guy.
The dude, bro, man.
The guy like you. Guy like you.
Guy like me.
Guy like you could do the thing. So I mean, I wouldn't say it necessarily. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we just stick all of them in a corner and just put a Blue Yeti there. And then, I would never. I think it would be good for you to be here.
Thank you guys so much.
It wouldn't be like that. That's not how a Blue Yeti works, Zach. Come on. I like my Blue. Oh, geez, nice. I like my Blue Yeti. But it's just a different case scenario. But I think it would be good for you to be here. Maybe like just have you on this side, maybe you just don't have a mic, and we'll just share a mic, and then we'll have 3. But then here's the point I was trying to get earlier. They're not really talkative on camera type people.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get that out of them. So, and of course, it was a very dark time in their life.
Right.
So that's also very hard to, I don't want to put that on them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know they've always wanted to have this documented.
Yeah.
So I feel like, maybe a breakthrough for me doing this show. And, they know I do the show, of course. Whether they watch it or not, I'm not sure. I mean, they say they know it and they've watched a couple, and that's great. But I think if they come on this show, they see my set, they watch it afterwards and see how much work I'm putting into it and see what I can finally do for this story for my grandfather and my family to come to America. Then maybe they'll start to approve of what I'm doing a little bit more.
Yeah. So
that's also an incentive for me. But also, just like them, I also want that story somewhere.
Yeah.
And both well documented, both properly as well as professionally. And I now know, because back then when I did it was like 2018, 17, and 2019-ish. I know way more now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done podcasts for my college classes and stuff, but it's nowhere near anything like this.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about like set quality and stuff. I'm talking about just like knowledge. EQ and miking and stuff. I never knew that stuff.
Dude,
so,
it's so cool going back and seeing the podcast that we did for your school project. Like, that was such a fun time.
Even that much, I've changed a lot since then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both of us have grown up a lot since then too. And it's definitely really fascinating, especially when you have such a compelling story to tell. God, that's so bad.
It's actually not that bad, actually. I listened back to it and it's not even that bad. At least whenever I change cameras. Anyways, besides the point, go ahead.
Anywho, so especially with a story like this, I think that's something that's important for you to be able to document for them. And whether it ends up getting posted online or anything like that, that's kind of like that's an entirely different story.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of things, a lot of positive things that could come from recording something like that.
Sure.
So I'm super keen. I'm super down.
Yeah, it was this.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it's loading. There we go. On this couch behind me. This right here. Where this was us. It's loading because I have to use the numpad for a strip. Look, you don't have a beard.
I don't have a beard.
You have a bird.
My hair was kind of long.
I can't see the year. What does it say?
2019.
2019.
Wait, go down again. June of 2019.
June 2019.
That was only 2.5 years ago, ish.
This Zach right here. It was right back here.
I know.
I was sitting right there. Right. I was sitting right here, and you're right there.
Yeah.
And now look at this. Now look where we're at.
Yeah.
I would love to have. I started that sentence wrong. I would do this again. Fuck you. I have came a long way, and even at this point, I was like, "Wow, I did a pretty good job." And honestly, for what I had, for like a singular blue Yeti pointed at us, I felt like I did a good job. I learned a lot about EQ back then.
That's a beautiful freeze frame, by the way.
Beautiful. And I learned how to get the best out of this blue Yeti that I had with a very big room, reverbing everywhere, removing that. And getting our voice closer to the mic digitally. I learned a lot about that.
I kind of want to hear how this sounds.
Do you? Okay.
Oh, God.
Where is... hold on. Nobody can hear it. Hold on. The game that my child plays. That's the game that my child wants to play, but I never let him play. But look at that guy. That guy's up there. Man.
Yeah, and you look at people like Markiplier, who's known as the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, and you see a bunch of little kids buying as the.
That's the game that my child plays. That's the game that my child plays. That's the game that my child wants to play, but I never. That's the game that my child wants to play, but I never.
Yeah.
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 The difference. You hear the difference?
Yeah.
You give it a shot. You give it a shot.
Look at King of Five Nights at Freddy's, and
The king of Five Nights at Freddy's.
You see a bunch of little kids buying, the merchandise.
Yeah.
Do you see the kids buying the
remember?
Merchandise?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
a lot has changed. And
dude,
I mean, obviously now the difference is obvious. We have mics in front of our face rather than 2 feet away from us, But I thought I did a really good, I still think for what I had to work with, I did a pretty good job. And I'm still pretty proud of this video. Oh yes, thank you. But a lot has changed. And this is basically how that podcast I did with my family was. Like this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This type of audio quality. And it wasn't terrible, but now a lot has changed, and now we have a set like this.
We have the resources.
We have technology.
We have the technology.
SpongeBob.
No, but
SpongeBob, me boy. We have the technology.
No, but we have the resources now that we have never really had before. Like we've never really had an opportunity to be able to sit down and be able to document this kind of stuff. And I wish we would have done this like a while ago, because it would have been so cool to have my grandpa on and just have him tell stories and stuff.
Sure.
But like, even just being able to document stories, not even for this show, just in general, just to have, and it's all up to the discretion of the people who we have on. Like, if I end up having like my parents on or whatever,
Dude, I'd love to have your parents on. It'd be great.
That would be great.
I think it'd be more easier for your family, because I think your family are more open to the idea, and my family are too. I use the word introvert. I would not call them introverts necessarily, but they're not, like I said, camera people. Nobody is camera people, but they're not too, like, they wouldn't really talk, I guess. They're not too open to that idea necessarily.
Yeah.
But I do know if I can get them to talk, then they will talk. And, sometimes when you're storytelling and stuff, you just kind of keep talking.
Yeah.
And that's what I banked on, and it did work for those 2 projects I did. The problem is now I got to ask him a third time,
Right. Yeah.
And, that's kind of where that goes. So it's definitely a matter of figuring out who I want to get on, because I'd have to at least do a max of 2, maybe 3 if we want to like share a mic and then have them 3. Although the problem is, space. I know my mom wouldn't want to, even though she would be the easiest to get on. My mom is a little, she doesn't give this off, but as the older sister, she's a little bit more emotional.
Yeah.
As the eldest sister. So she does not like speaking about that, because she knows the most. It's way more vivid. Is vivid the right, more vivid? In her memory than the other 2 the other 3 of the 4 sisters I have, aunts that I have, rather, the 4 sisters, my 3 aunts and my mom. Those 3 were very young, and one of them was a baby.
Yeah.
So my mom, as the eldest, who remembers the most vividly, she's not necessarily too, I guess, open to the idea of bringing that memory back. I guess, because it was a really dark time for them. Like, they could have literally gotten killed. So I don't want to be that person to my mom. And I already was that person to my mom, because I did ask to interview her for my first project, and that was rough. So I'm not going to do that again. But I can get another 2 who are down to talk about it, and I think that'll be a good one. So hopefully that'll be one day I can get that sorted. And if anybody's interested, I don't know. I think it's every time I hear the story, it's very impelling and compelling. What the fuck was that? That's not a word. I know the story myself, but I can't. I definitely would not be able to do it justice.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play a game of telephone and say the wrong thing,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
I'm sure your parents have stories as well that they like to say,
Yeah.
So maybe one of these days, let's get some family members on and have a time. Maybe have a couple of drinks too. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. I think it'd be really cool, especially with my parents, because especially my mom. I think my mom is probably going to be the most outgoing with that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Because my mom has kind of embraced all the photo and video stuff that I do, and so
that's good.
Hopefully,
good for you.
I don't know if I
haven't quite made it there yet.
Yeah, it's okay. But I think it would be I think it'd be really cool, because you know, my mom, she traveled the world pretty much because my grandpa was in the Navy.
Yeah.
When my mom was a kid, and you know, my mom lived in Japan. My mom lived in Washington, like, oh gosh, like Long Beach. And you know, my mom has just been absolutely all over the place. And so I think it'd be really cool to talk to her about that and like a bunch of other medical jargon and like, you know, it's
that'd be great.
I think that would be a lot of fun. But, you know, we'll just kind of have to
figure it out.
See what happens.
Yeah, we only just finally got confident in our multi mic setup, so you know. It'll definitely take some time. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you know, the more kind of opportunities that we give ourselves to be able to have more people on and all that kind of stuff, I think the easier it'll be to be able to do that kind of stuff in the future.
Definitely.
So I'm honestly just really excited to see what kind of stuff we can make and what kind of people we can have on, and you know, maybe we can make it a little bit more interview style for the people who we don't really know as well, because obviously with Jackson and Alec, it's been very conversational and, you know, it was never really, like
an interview.
I don't know you. I want to learn more about you. It was just kind of guys being dudes.
Well, it's hard to have something like that when most people that we're ever going to have on are going to be people we know. I don't think we'll ever have a stranger. Because the only way that would be like if we're super popular and stuff and we get YouTubers to fly out and stuff and then we don't really know them, we interview them, stuff like that. But at the same time, I mean, you know, I could have a friend over that you don't know. You can have a friend over that I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you know, instead of being the awkward one out, just ask questions and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're about to do something similar to that, so we'll see how that goes, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to end up being the interviewer person for this next episode, but
well, next episode that we're going to shoot, but then I don't know if it's going to be, I think it's actually going to be before this episode.
Oh god.
Wait, is it? Oh shit. Oh, it's so confusing. The timelines, they're everywhere. We're going to have episodes of my new background that comes before the episodes with my old background, and then we'll go back to it's going to be so weird. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Audio listeners don't fucking care because they don't know what I'm talking about. They don't even know we have a background. They don't even know we exist.
We have a set, by the way.
We have a set, by the way. Pretty. Check out the YouTube version if you'd like to. Anyways.
I love your face.
What were we talking about? What was the first topic? What were we talking about?
I was talking about how we were both learning Japanese.
Oh.
See, Arthur, this is what happens when we don't have a topic. This is the kind of shit that happens. Like,
where did that go? What happened?
I don't know. We talked about it for all of like 45 seconds, and then you were like, "No topic."
Have you been doing Nihongo? Is your Nihongo Jose? That's a no.
No.
Have you been doing Duolingo recently, or what's the deal?
So I've been trying to get into Duolingo and that kind of stuff. It's just like I feel like I have to dedicate a bunch of time to it, and I haven't had a bunch of time.
Oh yeah, same. I haven't. There was a point in time where I was like cranking it, and then I stopped. But here's okay. First of all, before people were getting mad, I know Duolingo isn't a way to learn a language. Calm down, relax. I think we
it's
know
a place to start.
It's a place to start.
Yeah,
and it's a place to kind of test yourself. It is not nowhere near. I mean. They throw like kanji at you, and they try to, and everything they use. I don't think they even teach you boku or until like 5 or 6 levels in, and every time it's just watashi, which is the feminine way to say I or to refer yourself, which is, and then in real life nobody says that.
Yeah,
because in real life in Japanese language, they usually leave out whenever they refer to like watashi wa, you know, they never say that. They never do. It's the biggest lie of the century. But I mean, I understand why they teach you that, so you understand it, and then that's why you do other things. Like me, Zach, I know you're gonna laugh. It's okay, you can laugh, but I'm being serious. Me watching VTubers has been the most beneficial to learning Japanese of all time. Now you laugh. Now let me explain. It's because while they are doing their own voices and stuff, sure, but they are speaking Japanese at the pace of a normal Japanese person. And they're speaking in the Japanese that a normal person would use. And they're speaking to an audience live. There's no staging. No, I mean, not necessarily, but you know.
Right.
For me, for here, that is the closest I'm going to get to a native speaker. And you know what's the best way to learn a language?
Native speakers.
Native speak. There. So now you're not laughing.
Speakers native.
Yeah. Now you're not laughing.
It's still kind of funny.
Why is it funny, Zach?
I don't know. It's just the concept of VTubers being the reason why you're learning, like, getting better at Japanese. I just kind of can't help but chuckle a little.
Why?
I don't know. It's
Tell me, Zach. Why is it weird, Zach?
It's
why is it that some people learn Spanish from Dora the Explorer and Diego?
Come on, vamonos, everybody, let's go. So it's just.
Let's hear it, Zach.
It makes sense. There
we go. And then it comes out. There we go. No,
it makes sense for you because, you know, you obviously can't just sit down and have a conversation with someone who is Japanese, who is strictly speaking Japanese. And so with you, it kind of makes sense. But also, like, couldn't you just watch streamers from Japan?
Sure, but they're not anime girls.
Okay.
There you go. And then there's my incentive. there's how I get in.
That's
but
fair.
Here's the thing. Yes, that is fair. You could, of course, you can watch streamers in Japan. In Japan, I don't know why I almost said it like that. In Japan and stuff, and that's fine. And you should if you want to get more. And if you watch streamers in Japan, and then you'll probably get more lifestyle type stuff, and that'll be great. Here's another thing. When I watch VTuber streams, they're not subtitled. Because if someone is doing live subtitles of a live stream from Japanese to English, they're probably they're a madman.
I would hate my life if I had to do that.
If I had to do that, I would not be happy with my life. I kept it PG there. But what that does, and as we've explained before, is force you to focus more and listen more and recognize phrases more. And recognize words more.
Mm-hmm.
And recognize structure more. Instead of just having something already made into the structure you're familiar with, so you don't even have to worry about it. You could watch it muted.
Yeah. But that's no fun.
No. It is fun. Because I'm figuring it out, Zach.
No, I'm saying watching it muted.
Yeah, watching it. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. But that is why VTubers have taught me a lot. And that is why I wear a VTuber hat. And that is why I have a VTuber as my background right there. Because she just dropped Suicide just dropped her first album. And it's fire. And if we go out to lunch before the next episode, you know I'm blasting that shit. But that is why I do it. For you, I mean, there is okay, well, for starting out, I would say, I mean, you can watch VTubers if you want. Maybe just a couple clips here and there. You know, that's fine. They're always like only a minute or so long. So put it in your recommendations. So then you're just going through your normal YouTube. Oh, hey, that looks like a funny video. That avatar looks really cute. That VTuber looks cute. Press it. They say their stuff and they're cute and they do their clip and whatever and they're funny. Haha. Insert it into your brain. And then you move on. And then if you have more time, you watch or you play more Duolingo, do that. But I think I've already no, I haven't. I could probably recommend you some more apps to maybe instead of because I feel like Duolingo you have to kind of focus yourself. There's some stuff like I have it's called this app called Kana Mind, which is basically just flashcards of hiragana and katakana characters.
And
it's algorithmically right? Yeah.
Algorithmically. Yeah.
Algorithmically. It's smart. It's smart, and it tells you, and it'll give you, you know, what character to use based off of how much you do it, how that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just it's literally just flashcards. It popped it up. Oh, hey, that's pop. Click it. Oh, cool. Next one. So that might be a little nicer for your pastime, a little easier. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'll just go on my phone, do a couple characters for like 5 minutes. All right, let me do something else now. Maybe that could be a little easier for you.
Yeah.
So, and that'll teach you how to memorize at least the characters. So I could teach you that maybe, or not teach you. Sorry, I could show you that and maybe install, and maybe that can help a little bit. And I do recommend that over trying to memorize the characters in Duolingo because they don't do that. I'm pretty sure all they do is have the characters and then they associate it with words and then you try and memorize it that way, which is fine for memorizing the word, but not the character, I've found.
But then it would make it really hard for you to learn how to read characters that you've never seen before.
Sure.
Because if you...
In Duolingo.
Yeah, in Duolingo, it would... If you're just learning the words and you don't know what the characters mean, then if you see a word that you've never seen, but you can read the characters, then you can kind of like figure out what it says.
Sure, but here's the thing. It's the other way around as well. You can know the characters, but not the word. So that's why you have to do both.
Yeah.
That's why you can't just do Duolingo. You have to do other things as well. So kind of mine, I recommend it if you're curious. You just kind of want to flashcards of all the hiragana characters. There's no kanji, so don't be afraid. Just have some fun.
Thank God. Dude, kanji is so scary.
It is very scary. Even I haven't done it yet.
It's like, dude, kanji...
It's an art form.
...is the most complicated thing I have ever seen. And in China, they only use kanji, I think.
Yeah, they do.
So that's kind of no fun at all. Thank you for that, by the way.
I was getting hot. Anyways.
Kanji
means, I'm pretty sure it translates to Chinese characters or Chinese characters, I think. And some people, like, you will see, what? Are you okay?
Oh, I was just looking at the...
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just looking to see if the AC was going through the mics.
Oh, it never does. We're chilling.
Oh, sick.
And if not, I remove it, so we're chilling. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, sometimes you would see the kanji, and I've seen Japanese people, they're like, wow, that kanji is really Chinese. Because it is Chinese characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, not something I personally have gone into yet because I would need a lot of time and I would have to properly study if I want to do that. And unfortunately, I don't have time to do that. So,
right.
Yeah, but I will say, I remember, I think I mentioned this in the stream, in the podcast, maybe one or two times, but I did do a Duolingo stream, a Japanese Duolingo stream.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it lasted for like 8 hours because I was trying to all-nighter because I had to open that morning. And I was like, well, I know I'm not going to wake up in the morning, so I'm just going to all-nighter. And what better way to do it? What better way to all-nighter than
Duolingo?
How's your Spanish, bitch? Like, I just did that. And then I was doing my thing. And then some people from the Japanese Duolingo community, they found my stream and they came in, they helped me study and they spoke Japanese with me. And it was so wholesome. It was the most wholesome 7-8 hours of my life. And I was so happy and it was great.
That's amazing. I love that.
And then there was people in the beginning of my stream like, hey, I'm going to go to bed. All right, good night. And then they come back, bro, you're still awake? You're still streaming? I'm like, yeah. That was great. But yeah, there's some people, apparently there's like Japanese Duolingo, like calling a small community type thing. And they go around and they go to the streams and just kind of hang out and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And we just kind of chatted and they spoke in Japanese with me as well. And using like kind of kanji and testing me and stuff. And it was like, oh shit. But it was a lot of fun. So I'm definitely gonna do that again and just kind of see what happens. But I think what I'm trying to get at is don't make it a chore to do, because if that was the case, then you would have taken a class like this in high school or college.
Yeah.
Make it, if you really do enjoy it, then sure, study as much as you want to study, but don't make it so that it's like you have to study in order to learn a language. That's just how it works. But have some fun with it, I guess. Don't be so critical on yourself if you get things wrong, if you get criticized for it. That type of stuff. Don't worry about it too much. Just have some fun with it. You're watching anime. You're watching this podcast. You're probably watching anime. You're having fun. You probably enjoy Japanese culture to an extent. You want to learn the language, maybe, sure, but you're not if you care that much, then you go to school for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just kind of have some fun. Install Duolingo. Install Kind of Mind. Do it like 5 to 10 minutes a day, a couple days, a week, bi-weekly, whatever, a month, and just have a fun time, and then try and say it and stuff, and I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and the second that you make it fun for yourself, the second it stops becoming like a chore, like something you need to do. And also I realized that this is the third language that I'm trying to learn, including English. Because
ASL?
English, ASL, and now I'm trying to learn Japanese.
This would be my fourth, technically.
Yeah.
Because English, ASL, Laos, and Japanese. I definitely should get into it. I should do another Duolingo stream. I definitely will. All right.
Okay. I think random tangent.
Sure.
Just random thing.
Yeah,
by the way, I started watching Parasite. I'm only a couple episodes in, and it's super sick.
Nice.
Like, I love it a lot.
I felt like that would be a thing you'd like. Nice. It's a thing I wouldn't like, but I know it's a banger.
Dude,
like, it's one of the
good.
very highly regarded. So I'm glad. I think I might have recommended that to you. Either that or I said it was good and then you saw it on Netflix and you're like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Are you watching Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Probably maybe something along the lines of that.
Yeah. You recommended it to me, and then my girlfriend also recommended it to me.
Does your girlfriend watch anime?
She does, yeah.
Dude, let's fucking go. Now we're tag teaming Zach to make him watch more anime. Let's go. We're gonna virtually shake your girlfriend's hand. Let's turn this man into a weeb. Let's do this shit.
Dude, it's so cool. We watched the No Game No Life movie at her house not too long ago.
Did she watch No Game No Life?
Yeah, she did.
Did she watch the movie?
Mm-hmm. We watched it together.
No, did you watch it? Did she watch it before?
No, we watched.
Did she watch it before that watching? I mean, like, was that her first time watching it?
That was her first time watching it.
Nice. There's a lot of people like that. I feel like a lot of people don't know that there's a movie.
Yeah.
I've had a friend who was like into anime for literally when I was crawling. And then he's like, dude, honestly, I didn't even know there was a movie. And then I just watched it the other week and I was like, really? What? But yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool. Let's do this shit. What's it? Brittany, right?
Yeah.
High five, Brittany. All right, let's do this shit.
Yeah, but it's definitely really fascinating watching anime with different people. Because, sorry, Brittany, I hate to throw you under the bus, but she's one of those people who only watches the intro and outro like 1 or 2 times and then skips it. It's like,
boo, boo. It's Netflix's fault, Zach, because they give you that option. It's their fault.
See, we watched it on like Crunchyroll. No, like we watch our shows on Crunchyroll.
But she skips it.
But she skips
SMH,
it, yeah.
bro. SMH my head, man.
Shake my head.
I'm just kidding. I don't care that much. If you watch it at least once, maybe like if you're gonna like watch a couple of episodes, maybe watch it for the first episode of the day.
Yeah,
and then, I get that, but I always do.
Dude, you got me into that habit, and I can't get out of it.
Of course,
and like she skipped it, and I was like.
you started goosebumps just like it's like what do you do, and then you start like foaming from the mouth.
I'm just like, you can't do that. We have to watch it.
Just projectile vomits as soon as she skips.
Yeah, no, but it's definitely been a lot of fun.
It's fun as long as when we watch anime we don't skip. As long as we don't skip it. If you turn into a skipper, I'm gonna be upset, Zach. Not upset. I won't be upset, Zach. I'll be disappointed.
And that's even worse.
I'm just kidding. I don't care that much, actually. As long as you know it's a banger and you watch it at least once, maybe twice, and then you proceed, that's fine. It's all good. I get it. I understand,
Yeah, I get you.
But I don't.
But anyway.
How are you enjoying Parasite?
I like it a lot.
So give a brief synopsis for those who have not seen it.
Okay. So
like me.
I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes in so far.
I want you to give us the full breakdown.
The full breakdown of the entire show.
Of the source material, of the directors and the cast.
Right.
The author.
Uh-huh.
Everything.
Okay.
When they were born.
Yeah. So basically a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away now. But so there's this guy. I honestly cannot remember his name for the life of me because I'm horrible with names, especially the names of characters.
And it's Japanese, so it's
and
okay.
it's Japanese. So basically, he wakes up one morning, and he is like, "Man, my hand feels super funny," and then he finds out that a parasite has infested his hand.
That's the title of the.
Oh my god, that's the title of the show.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That's so crazy. All of a sudden, they arrived. Parasitic aliens that descended upon Earth.
Hey, don't read the synopsis. Just your synopsis. Your synopsis. God damn it. You cheated.
So basically, these parasites will go into the brains of humans and like control them, and it makes it so that they can shapeshift and stuff. And it was really cool because I think it was like the second episode or something, this guy fights like a dog parasite thing, and the hand is sitting there talking to him because it's like learning how to talk, and like it was a super cool scene because in the episode where you finally understand like there's a parasite thing there, it was sitting there just like studying while he was asleep, so his hand was just like off doing a bunch of weird shit. But anyways, yeah, so they fight this shape-shifting dog parasite thing, and it's really cool.
That's cool.
I definitely understand why you wouldn't really like this show, because it's a little much when it comes to like gore and that kind of stuff, and especially for someone who doesn't have the stomach for it.
Yeah, I'm
like,
kind of a pussy, but it's okay. It's
not kind of. You are.
I'm a massive pussy. Not even just the gore, the human deformation kind of irks me a little bit. So
Yeah, and I mean the way that they do it in the show isn't. At least the body morphing stuff isn't
at least
really,
the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. At least the first 2 episodes. From what I've seen in my personal experience, it hasn't really been too graphic when it comes to like shape shifting and that kind of stuff. But that's also the first 2 episodes. And so, yeah.
It's okay. I'll just keep watching cute girls going camping.
That's fine.
I'll keep doing that.
I feel like there's a show called Cute Girls Going Camping.
No, it's called Your Camp, and it's that one over there.
That's awesome.
It's great. It's very casual.
All right. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated on how that show is.
Let's go.
Dude, I wish you weren't such a weenie hut junior about gore, because I think you would like the show outside of that.
Yeah, probably. Maybe I'll just watch it at some point. It's okay. Next, you'll watch ReZero because you like that type of vibe. And I've watched ReZero. At least the first season. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyways.
I think that's probably it for
now.
For this episode. We talked about anime. Yay! Let's go. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
But yeah, thank you everybody for listening and watching listening and watching. Things are in the description. You should check them out if you'd like to, if you feel so inclined to. Zach will watch more anime. Now, not just with me, but with other people and by himself. We're getting him farther in. Let's go. Love that. We can golf clap for that.
Let's go.
I don't think I was golf clapping really far from my mic, so I don't think it grabbed it. So let me try again. So, do you think if in golf, if they like get a crazy hole in one type shit, I know they like cheer like whoa, but I don't know. I feel like I'd be let's fucking go. I would totally be like, let's go. That was fucking fun, dude. Shake the guy next to me,
bro. You make it sound like regular golf is like Wii Sports golf, and I don't really know how I feel about that.
Well, there's been cool hole in ones. That's happened.
No, I'm saying like the
no, that's not what I mean. I've watched golf with my dad, Zach. I do it every now and then. And if there's a cool shot, they'd be like a 2-par or something crazy like that. And then not par, sorry, stroke. Par would be bad. A stroke. They do like 2 strokes and like whoa. Sorry. Like they'll do more than just like oh. They're like oh, that's nice, and they'll cheer a little bit and stuff. But there's not like a
nice shot.
Nice shot. There's never like a woo. Let's go. You see that?
Nice approach.
Dude, we should play Wii Sports sometime.
Oh
I
my
should just hook
gosh.
up my Wii to my monitor over there, and we'll just play Wii Sports.
That sounds like a horrible idea. I feel like
Well,
that
I
would
need
be
an
painful to
RCA
watch.
to HDMI, so which I do not have, but
What? Nah.
because I forget that it used RCA. The Wii. Either way, that's okay. Anyways, we're ending this. We're ending this, right? We're ending this.
Yep.
All right. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good year.
Good evening.
Good happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
And happy Halloween. Which is when this will go up.
Bro, we should do costumes for the Halloween episode, and we should decorate the set and shit.
That would be so cute.
That would be so much fun.
That would be
I would
so
love that.
We'll see. I don't know. I might have a costume because every year for work we dress up for something.
Right.
So I would have a costume. So if you get a costume, I would be down to put it on for the set.
The only problem is that we would have to upload it on Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that. We can get that worked out. Or at least the week of Halloween.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, like, subscribe, look at the stuff in the description. I love your face. Thank you very much for listening. I'm really tired and I have to pee. So what do you have, Arthur? For the people?
Oh, I thought you just outroed it. Oh, okay. Bye.